Hi there, it's Gemma here. I hope you're all doing well today. What I wanted to do was to have a bit of a mid-year catch up. Can't believe that it's June already. It feels like this year has just gone in so unbelievably quickly. So I wanted to catch up on my reading goals for the year and also to give you an idea of what have been the best and worst books of 2019 for me so far. So my reading goals on Goodreads, my Goodreads page is linked down below. I have a yearly challenge goal of 100 books this year, and so far I have read 62. So I'm well on my way to meeting my Goodreads challenge numbers. I'll see where I am when I get to 100, if I want to up that amount or not, or if it would just be tempting fate to perhaps not meet my reading goal if I put that number up. So most of my reading has been done in the time between the end of February and now. I didn't really read much in January at all, so the majority of that reading has been spread out over the months of March, April and May, with not much reading being done in January. So in terms of my best books of the year so far, I would have to go in the fiction category. I would have to go with Red Sister. This really captured my imagination. I absolutely love the world building and the story. It has a great sort of school setting. It's got a great character in Nona. It opens with an absolute shock that most books wouldn't go for and just keeps going from there. None of it ever feels sort of gratuitous or just flung in there for no reason, and we really connect with Nona as we're moving through her story and how she feels about her circumstances that she has found herself in. My other favourite book of the year so far would be Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. These both have female main characters and school settings. This one is an assassin school setting. I had put off reading this one for quite a long time and then finally picked it up, absolutely loved it, and Amazon primed myself the sequel God's Grave, which I actually think is better than Nevernight. I love both of them. I love both Nevernight and God's Grave, and I think these are the best books of the year so far. We'll see if anything can knock them off the top spot. Then for non-fiction, I would go for From Here to Eternity by Caitlin Doughty. I spoke about this book in, I think, my April wrap-up, and I said obviously my degree is in anthropology. I specialised in the anthropology of death, so this book was extra interesting to me. I also loved her other book from, what was it called? Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. I also loved that book. I thought they were both amazing. And I think that she has a really good way of sort of talking about death in a very practical way, as well as a sort of spiritual way, and respecting the customs and ways that other people do things. And she also has a good guide in the back for, you know, having your own death plan, and also for how to be a good Thanotourist, or how to be a good tourist if you like to look at things like crypts and all graves and that sort of stuff. That is things that I would like to do. One of the things that I'd really like to do is actually go to the Sedlec ossuary in the Czech Republic, which is made entirely from bone. I would love to see that, and I absolutely love this book. So this is my favourite non-fiction of the year so far. Now, in terms of my worst book of the year so far, I actually haven't read any bad books this year. I think I've been really lucky. I've been picking up a lot of books on the recommendations of other booktubers that I trust, who I know have similar taste to me. So I don't think I've actually bought any bad books this year. I certainly haven't read any and got to the end and thought that was a waste of my time, I wouldn't do that again, sort of thing. The one that I would say, however, that has disappointed me so far this year is Wicked Saints by Emily Duncan. Not because this is a bad book, it's absolutely not a bad book, I don't think, but it could have been a lot more. It felt, especially when they got to the sort of midpoint of the book, I felt that the story sort of jumped from one thing to the other quite quickly. I don't want to spoil any of it. As I say, it's not a bad book. It's just not what I was expecting, and it wasn't entirely what I wanted it to be. Still, I wouldn't say don't read it or anything like that. It's not a bad book. It's just, it was my most disappointing book of the year so far. So in terms of goals for the second half of 2019, I'd obviously like to meet my Goodreads goal of 100 books. I'd like to finish the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor. I've got one book left in that series. I'd like to do a reread of The Wheel of Time. I'd also like to read more Brandon Sanderson after reading Elantris, and I would also like to reduce my physical TBR. I have a lot of books currently sitting unread on my shelf, so I would like to get to the point where I am caught up on my backlist and I'm moving into new titles. I've got the whole of the Mistborn trilogy to catch up with. I have the Way of Kings to catch up with. I've got Oathbreaker to read. So I'd like to get Brandon Sanderson's back catalogue read. I think that's entirely achievable. And I am also going to be participating in some readathons. I'm going to be participating in the Book Junkie Trials in July. I am on the Mage team with Becca and the books being our, I think it was the Marquess of Magi. So I'll link the announcement video for the Book Junkie Trials below. I still have to come up with a TBR for the Book Junkie Trials, but I'll probably do that closer to the time because I want to see what I can get read in June. I'll be back at work, so I'll have a little less time for reading. I won't be able to sort of read 3 books in a day all the time anymore. So we'll see how all of that goes. So if you have any comment on my TBR, on my goals for the rest of the year, please do let me know. Friend me on Goodreads. I love to get new recommendations from my Goodreads friends. Like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of good stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.